George tonight?
I don't know. Is George coming tonight?
I think I'm speaking for him. The overtime for the snow and then the
Yeah.
parks.
I just didn't know if we had to wait for him, that's why I was asking.
I thought one of them was coming, but
I know Dennis is here to hide me.
Behind you?
Yes, they can't see me if I'm.
I can see you.
That's not so. Ooh, I don't know if I like.
See me on the screen.
I don't know if I like this.
You aren't that short.
The bobblehead, I'll just sit here bobblehead.
You're getting streamed out right now.
Okay, we're live. That's awesome. Welcome to this special, not the special. It's a regular meeting of the Board of Finance at a special time this evening at 6 p.m. to accommodate the Town Council budget vote. I'm going to call the meeting to order at 6:05. We'll stop looking at the new monitors, and if you would join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. As there is no one here for public comment, we'll move on. Rebecca's here with our auditor's report. We'll start there.
Alrighty. I am presenting to you the Mary J. Sherlock Counseling Center audit follow-up request. This follow-up request, or report rather said, is a result of the internal examination conducted last year, and we are reviewing the established or the newly established policy, departmental cash handling policy that the department managers have implemented, developed and implemented. The period of review was January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2023. And the examination recommendations are classified as either implemented, in progress, or not implemented. I must say that I have conducted the review at the request of finance, and I applaud the counseling center's management and administrative staff for their effort in getting all of this accomplished within, I'm going to say, less than a year, I assume. The status of the internal examinations findings were policies and procedures oversight, which the internal examination noted that the internal control gap was needed an increased management oversight, which was part of the issues that were addressed at the time. The recommendation was for them to go ahead and develop departmental written policies and implement them and train their staff to be in compliant with the town's cash handling policy and have oversight from the new management, which was in transition at the time of the examination. The status of this is that it has been implemented. They have developed and implemented the cash handling policies for the department. The Director of Human Services and the coordinator, the clinical coordinator, also oversee and approve any of the, and sign off actually, any of the collections and deposits for the department. Segregation of duties was noted as well, whereas not one person, as in the past, had been handling the process from collection all the way to bank deposit. Now with the clinical coordinator and the administrative staff, they oversee each other and sign off and date stamp everything. The issue of billing and revenue and special revenue account was also addressed. the special revenue accounts had not been, I'm going to say they had no awareness that these accounts should be reconciled. They now have implemented a process where they are being reconciled and signed off. And just today, Finance confirmed that they are up to date with their reconciliation. They're reconciled through 2023, fiscal year 2023, and they've already received the latest quarter for this current fiscal year. Actually, 2024 and the current fiscal year, which is 2020. The department's billing and agent report was not utilized at the time of the examination for the reconciliations to our system, as well as any outstanding billing that they may have. They've already addressed that, and that one is still in process because we discussed it during the review, the follow-up review. So for the status of that, they have implemented, as I said, the SRA reconciliation. The department also has implemented the system, therapy note system, and reconcile that to the actual bank deposits in the finance system. And the therapy notes agent report is the one that is currently in progress, but as we discussed, they already started implementing that. The third issue was compliance and timeliness. Part of the examination resulted that they did not, they were not in compliance with the town's policy as, you know, depositing anything over $500 on a daily basis or within 1 week or cash. They are now in compliance with that. They have a schedule. I reviewed in the time period for the calendar year 2023 and verified that they are in compliance with the timeliness and cash handling policy within the thresholds. Initially, the oversight and the reconciliation of the bank's deposit was not evident, and this time it was. So it has been implemented, and internal audit also noted that for the time period covered in this follow-up audit, there was over $24,800 already deposited. So the bank deposits were made in a timely manner, and the oversight and segregation of duties were evident as a result of this follow-up review.
Do you have a sense of their volume this year compared to last? Is their volume up so that their payment schedules or their deposit schedules increased because they're seeing more patients? Is it more co-payment type payments? Or are they getting more like
I think
lump sum?
because of the pandemic, it was down, so it's naturally rising as a result for the past couple years. But the volume, because of this implementation of their policies and oversight, it's comparable. For this fiscal year, actually, as of March, I saw on the revenue report that they are, I'm going to say, almost 3 times more than the last year examined in the internal examination.
Is that reflective of their staffing level? Did they add staff?
They replaced the
Replaced one.
the administrative assistant,
Yeah.
and then I believe it was 2023 or 2022 in the summer, they had a transition where the the clinical coordinator was, I'm going to say, promoted, given the responsibilities for office management.
Got it.
So I think that made the
They
big
didn't
difference.
add staff, so they just
They
tripled
didn't
their
add
volume.
staff, no.
Okay, thank you.
We're good?
Anybody have any questions?
I have a question, but it's for you.
Okay.
Being that this is a follow-up, when can we get the original?
How about if we email it back out to everybody? But it should be in our.
Is it?
Yeah, all of the reports are available online. I'll find.
This one wasn't.
This one wasn't.
Oh, this was the one in executive session.
Correct, and
Yeah.
that's why I was asking, can we have it?
I think we can do it if we do it in executive session again at our next meeting, if you want to look at it.
No, I don't. I like to keep track of them, right, and check.
Yeah,
But if
let me double check with Dan
Okay.
and see if we could do that. I understand what you're saying. I didn't remember that was. Okay.
Thank you.
The treasurer's report is contained in your packet, the update with the correction as noted. Anybody have any comments or questions for Anthony that we can send along? No? Okay, if you have anything that you want information on, just send me a quick email and we'll get it from Anthony. Vin, you're up.
I'm up. Oh, boy.
You're Paul to this evening, so. You could move the first supplemental.
Okay,
Microphone.
I'd like to make a appropriation transfer from account number,
It's coming from the fund balance, I think.
oh, it's coming from the fund balance, I'm sorry,
That's okay.
and to the town hall capital outlay, the amount of $25,000. I request its approval.
So, thank you, Scott. Vin makes the motion, Scott seconds, and discussion. Maria?
This is one of those items that were removed from the bonding authorization, and it was suggested that they come for supplemental as long as they spend the money and do the work by August 31st.
This is for the town hall sidewalks, I think?
That's correct. This is for the sidewalks replacement. And in your packet, you'll have a list of all those projects and when they've been approved. And some of them have not been coming to this board because they don't think they're going to finish by August 31st. So they'll probably come next year, next fiscal year.
Any questions? Anybody object if we take this by unanimous consent? All right. So we promised them we would pay for it for the supplemental and not through bonding. So that takes care of 52401. Then we have a transfer.
Okay, we have a transfer from account number 0103-0101-501106 of $50,603 to account of program supplies 0103-0101-534402 of $50,603. I request its approval.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Scott. I think you had a missed call on the number on the account from. It'll be from 010-30101-501105. Is that correct, Maria?
It's 106 on the sheet.
Yeah, that's incorrect. But the agenda in the front does have the correct amount, correct account.
And the supplemental has it right. It's just-
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Can we have that corrected for, he read it off of this sheet? Hang on.
I made a note.
Okay. It's correct on here. Okay. So discussion, this is transfer from the snow overtime account to program supplies to restock salt for the upcoming season. I think they
Yeah.
wanted to,
So basically, we didn't use all the overtime. Good thing that we didn't have too many snowstorms, so they're buying extra sand for next year. Salt.
Do you know where that will put the amount?
Well, I'm sure they do have a big shed over there.
No, and I know they have that, but right. I'm asking like, is it going to be half full, 3/4 full, right? Because the town council is going to be voting on the budget later today, and I think there was some money, if I remember correctly, that they asked for to make sure that they can get ahead of it and buy more. So I'm
I
just trying to
think
see
it
how
is
much.
going to be like 3/4.
Okay.
I believe that's what I don't have all the backup here, but I believe it says 3/4. Yeah, I believe it was 3/4.
either way, we'll wind up ahead of the game.
Good.
Yeah.
I'd rather have them use it.
Yes. Well, no, we don't want them to use it. That means it snows more.
But use these.
So, yes.
Use these funds for that.
Yes. Okay. Everybody's clear. We're not doing a snow dance. Although it did snow in 2020 on this date. Yeah, it came up in my memories today. It was snowing on May 9th, 2020. Just in case anybody needed to know. But we have a transfer on to vote on. This is a transfer for $50,603 from salaries overtime to program supplies within the Public Works Director's account to pre-buy snow. If anybody have a problem?
snow?
I'm sorry, pre-buy snow supplies. We're not, oh my gosh.
So,
We even started early.
I know. It's been a long day, long week. Anybody have a problem with this? We're unanimous consent? Okay. Good. So we're going to move on to year-to-date budget discussion. Maria, anything we should be looking at?
just the same. I mean, we should be, salary should be about 82% spent. Some accounts are over on their seasonal or overtime because of the vacancies. If you look at page 5 of 16, you'll see that the extraordinary item account is $44,000 over budget. That's where we're making all the repairs due to the OSHA audit. And, you know, we will come to the board for hopefully just a transfer. The police overtime, you'll see on page 6. Their overtime is over budget by 11,000, and there should be enough in full-time salaries to cover the overage. The other large one,
Can I just ask one before we go too
Sure.
deep in it? On employee benefits, do
Yeah.
we have any concern with the workers' comp?
yes, we do.
Any more coming?
Yes, there was I was going to bring it up that we do have a large claim that we will be coming to the board to talk about. It's a large claim. It's a hard hypertension claim with other issues, and we'll be coming to the board. I just got some information today on it, and yes, we'll be coming to the board with that one.
In the tax assessor's office, salary seasonal temp, there's a
Yeah.
large red number?
Yeah, well, yes, I've been reporting to the board that we had, you know, the vacancy and we had to have new staffing and seasonal staff and contractors, subcontractors. And as a matter of fact, our tax assessor resigned. And so we'll be looking for a tax assessor again. So,
And I know you've been talking about that each time, the seasonal, but the salary seems in line to where it should be.
So it'll be covered in the, like it'll be a wash in the end, correct? Yeah.
well,
what I'm
I'm
saying-
not
She
sure
gave-
because
she gave-
because I had consultants. We had consultants come in to assist us. So I'm not sure at this point. I may be coming.
And that was prior to the tax
That
assessor
was
coming
prior
on?
to that assessor, and then now subsequent to the assessor leaving, I'm sure we're going to need some extra time.
Okay,
From
go ahead, Marty.
Can you remind me, when do we do the next reval?
2025,
2025?
10/25.
And
So we're putting it out to bid shortly, and we'll start March or April of '25.
so do we have consultants that we're going to use for
We're gonna,
assessment?
we're going to put it out to bid, which is after that project is in the budget for 2025 already, after
Yeah.
the consultant fee.
How involved is the tax assessor who's now resigned? Pretty involved, right? Didn't this almost happen exactly the same sequence last time, right?
Well, last time was like December, almost. So, yeah.
They were not there.
You or at least have a little bit of time, yeah. So we'll probably have some consultants help in addition to the actual reval company. But we'll bring it to the board as well.
In total, are you, aside from this workers' comp thing that's new, I don't know about, for all the expenses right now, are you ready to make any sort of projection on where we stand relative to the budget for the end of the year?
Not right now, maybe next month.
Well, I want to make sure I know that number, your best guess, prior to our next meeting.
When
we're
you
setting,
vote on the,
Oh, I know before we set the mill rate.
I will try to get the best estimate I can.
Okay. And are we able to talk about this other issue prior to that time as well?
The workers' comp,
Yeah.
we should.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Tom and I just talked, we just got an email, so we were talking about it, that we need to come to the board. Something just came up today.
So Tom will be at that meeting as well.
Yes, and we may have Kerma at that meeting as well. It might be an executive session meeting.
Well, I would
Is
say
that
anything that would have to do with a claim and
Yeah.
personnel will have to be an executive
Yeah.
session.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that was exciting news. Anything else? You go ahead, Marty.
And then obviously, we're doing great on the interest. It looks like, we're over by 2 million, so that's good. Any of the other revenues, when you look at revenue projection, I guess same thing for next month. You don't have to do it now, but,
Next month.
so I know, that's the only one I know. We're over by 2 million. I'm trying to get an assessment on the other revenues, where that sits.
Yeah, the permits are higher too, like
They are?
town clerks, yeah.
You have a sense?
Well, do you want to move into the revenue report now and just hit the highlights?
Okay.
Yeah, town clerk, it's a 707,000. I believe the EMS is gonna go over, I believe it's like up to 1.8 million to 2 million. They're already 1.6 million right now.
And I forget what we budgeted.
We budget 1.6 million.
Budgeted 1.6 million, so they'll probably be over by 4 or 5. And what'd you say building's going to be over by?
I'm not sure, sorry. That's the timing of that, it's not consistent throughout the
Okay.
months, so it's
Okay.
hard. I'll report better, with
Great.
better figures next month.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any other questions on revenues or year-to-date? Maria, do you want to go over the fund balance report?
Based on the supplementals we already approved, plus the one that's today, the 25,000, and the 1.5 million in use of fund balance, we project that there's a 32,374,870 fund balance. This is a projected for the June 30th, 2024, which is 16.4% of this year's expenditures.
Marty, do you have any questions? You're good with that? Awesome. Then we have one more thing. At the back of our agenda, you'll see the minutes for March 14th, and I'll take a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
Thank you, Scott.
Second.
Thank you, Marty. Any changes, corrections? Any issues? No? Can I take that by unanimous consent? Awesome.
Can I abstain? I was absent, so.
You can. So then, all those in favor of the minutes as posted? That'll be 5. Any noes? And 1 abstention, so it'll be 5-0-1. No, Christine. Christine's only playing the part of Rosemary tonight, not for last month.
Either she was here or that needs to be amended.
5-14.
We did it online because we talked about the bond authorization to buy land.
So-
actually I have to make a.
I'm sorry.
May I make a motion
I'm sorry,
to
I
amend?
misunderstood what you said.
Yeah,
So-
I want to make a motion to amend the minutes to show that because I was not here, so I want to, it says that I was
Yeah.
present.
So there's a motion to just amend. Everybody okay
Yes.
with that?
Yep.
All right. So if you would correct the minutes from last month, and then it'll be 5-0-1. In the attendance, she was not in attendance at on the Zoom call. Really? Okay. I believe you. All right, so we're good with that? All right, so that's it. I don't have anything else. Go home. Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All right. Thank you for the stroopwafels. You're welcome. They were very delicious.
Grab one for the car.
Yeah, grab.
Yes.
So, and Laney,